Welcome students to the second video of matrices. We're going to start by talking about solving system of equation using matrices. Suppose you have first of all 2 by 2 matrix. Also it's called solving system of equation using augmented matrix. So first of all, what do? We write x under x, y under y, equal number over number. We put the coefficient of x here and then the coefficient of y, then we put this vertical line and we put the equality. Our aim is when we have 2 by 2 is to get here only a 0. So to get here a 0, I take the first one to be the fixed one. So I write it as the fixed one. So this is the fixed one. I copy it again. So 2 minus 3, 7. My aim here is to get my 0. I have minus 3. So I look at the fixed one. I have here 2. To get a 0, so I must multiply here. I must get same numbers like using addition method in system of equation. So I must have same number but opposite sign. So I multiply up by 3. 3 times 2 is 6 and down by 2. 2 times minus 3 minus 6. Then I add. So if I multiply above by 3, I'm going to get 6 minus 9 is 21. Down by 2 minus 6, 2 and minus 14. So if I add now 6 minus 6, I have 0. Minus 9 plus 2 is minus 7. And 21 minus 14 is 7. So as I said, the first one I write it as the fixed one, and the resulting of these two rows multiplication, I write it again. So what do I get? 2 minus 3, 7, the fixed one, and 0 minus 7, 7. Now I'm done. So here the first one is coefficient of x, the second one is coefficient of y. So I have minus 7y equal to 7. So y is minus 1. So here 2x minus 3y equal to 7. If you replace y by minus 1, so plus 3 to the other side, minus 3. So 4 over 2, I get 2. Now let us see if we have a system of 3 equation 3 unknown. So I write it as we said, 2, 1, 1, minus 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. Then I put this vertical line and the equality 3, 4, 2. My aim here to get a triangular of 0. If 3 by 3 triangular 0, 4 by 4 I get more. But I need to get under the first row triangular of 0. So here I must get 0, here 0, here 0. So I start by taking the first one as we said to be the fixed one. So I need to get here a 0 first of all. So I have here 2, here I have minus 1. So I multiply down by 2 and up by 1. So I copy the fixed one. As you can see, the first one I don't change it. So if I multiply the first one by 1, I have 2, 1, 1, 3. And if I multiply by 2 minus 2, 4, 6. So 8. If I add now, I get 0, 5, 7, and 11. So this will be the second row. I write it in the second row. So here in the second row, I have the first 0. Now I need to get here a 0. So I take this one with the fixed one. Always I take with the fixed one. Here I have 2, here I have 1. So I must multiply down by minus 2 and up by 1. So I copy the first one as it is because multiply here by 1. I multiply down by minus 2, so minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 4. If I add, so what do I get? 0, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So this will be the third row. I copy it again. Now I need to get a 0, triangular of 0. So here I must get a 0. Now I take the second one to be the fixed one. And I copy the first one. I'm done with the first one. So I copy the second one. As you can see here, the fixed one. Now I take this number here, I must get a 0. I compare it to the 1 to the 5, not to the 1. I'm done with the first row. To 5. So to get here you have 5 here minus 1. So I multiply up by 1 and down by 5 because 5 minus 5 is 0. So if you multiply here by 1, you have the second row as it is. By 5, 0 minus 5 minus 5 minus 5. If you add, you're going to get 0, 0, 2, and minus 6. So I copy it again. Now I have a triangular of 0. This is x, this is for y, and this is for z. So minus 2z equal minus 6, so z is 3. Then 5y plus 7z equal 11, z is a 321, so you're going to get minus 10 over 5 is minus 2. 2x plus y plus z is a 3, z is a 3, 3 and 3 cancel out, y minus 2 to the other side, 2, 2 over 2 is 1. More example to understand it more. So this is a system, as we said, I must get here a triangular of 0. So I take the first one to be the fixed one. I copy it again here. So here I must have a 0. As you can see, here I have 2, here I have minus 3. So I compare this one with that one. I write the second row, then this one with that one, I write the third row. So here I have 2 and minus 3. I multiply up by 3 and down by 2. So 6, 3, 3, 9, as you can see here. Minus 6, 2, 2, minus 4. If you add, you're going to get 0, 5, 5, 5. I'll copy it here. And now I have 2 and 6. I multiplied up by 3 only, minus 3 to be opposite sign, and down by 1 because this is the fixed one. So fixed one, I take this one with that one, then this one with that one to write the third row, and before to write the second row. So minus 6, minus 3, minus 3, minus 9, and down by 1 as it is. If you add, you're going to get 0, 0, minus 4, minus 8. So now no need to take the second row to be the fixed one, since I have triangular 0. So from the I have it already from the first two calculations, so no need to take this one because already I have 0. You need to know if you have 5, 5, 5, you can divide all the row by 5, so you have the right, because this is system of equation. So you have 5, 5, 5, you can divide by 5. Here you can divide to simplify your calculation. You can divide by minus 4. So 0, 0, 1, and 2. Less calculation. So this is x, this is y, and this is z. So z equal to 2 for the first one, then y plus z is 1, but z is 2, you're going to get y minus 1. And if you write 2x plus y plus z is a 3, replace y and z by their value, you're going to get x is 1. More, also a third example. So as we said, I write it as it is. I have this vertical line, so I take the first one to be the fixed one. So here I must have a 0, here I must have a 0, here I have minus 3, and up I have 2, so I multiply up by 3 and down by 2. You have it 6 minus 3, 6 minus 6, you have it here, minus 6, 4, minus 6, 8, if you add it you have this row, as you can see. Okay, so I write it here. Now I need to have here 0. I have 5 and 2. I multiply up by 5, down by minus 2, or up by minus 5, down by 2, it doesn't matter. So 10 minus 5, 10 minus 10, you can see it here. Minus 10, minus 6, minus 2, minus 20. If you add 0, minus 11, 8, minus 30. So this is the second one. I need to have here now 0. So the first one I'm done with it. I take the second one, I copy it again, but this one is the fixed one. So I copy it also here. So here I have 1, here I must have 0. So I compare 1 to a minus 11. So to cancel and get 0, I must multiply up by 11, down by 1. So multiply up by 11, 0, 11, 0, 22, down by 1. So as it is, if you add, you're going to get 0, 0. As you can see, 0, 0, 8 minus 8. But since you can divide it directly by 8, so you're going to get 1 minus 1. You can put 8 and minus 8, but you can divide it also. So let us write it, simplify it 1 by minus 1. This is x, this is y, and this is z. So, sorry, this is z. So now, z equal minus 1. So, z equal minus 1. And then x plus 0 z equal to 2, so y plus 0 z equal to 2, so y is 2. 2x minus y plus 2z equal minus 2. If you replace y by z, you're going to get x equal to 1. You can check it by yourself. This is concerning addition, solving system of equation using augmented matrix. Now we're going to go and continue by determinant. Determinant is very important for finding the inverse. If determinant exists, the inverse of a matrix exists. So we're going to talk later about inverse of a matrix. Now I need to find determinant of these matrices. To find determinants for the first one, it's 2 by 2. So what do? We multiply the first row, 6 times 1, minus this row, minus the product of the other row. So 6 minus 6, 0. So we can see the inverse does not exist. When determinant is 0 and inverse does not exist, it means we have singular matrix. We're going to talk about inverse of a matrix in a while, in the third video. But our aim now to find the determinant. Here I need to find determinant of B, so I multiply the first row, 2 times minus 3 minus 6, minus the product of this one, so minus 5 is minus 11. Since it's not 0, the inverse exists of matrix B. This is called not singular matrix. Here I want to multiply 3 by 3 matrix, here determinant. So I put plus. Here I had plus, then minus, put plus, minus, plus. So I start by 2. I cancel the row and the column. Row and column. What remains? These 4. So I do the determinant of these 4. Here I have minus. Minus minus 1, it will be plus 1. I cancel the column and row for minus 1. So I have 1, 2, 1, 1. Plus 3, I cancel row and column, remain these 4. So I'm going to repeat. I put first of all plus minus plus. I start by 2. I cancel row and column. So 2 into this determinant of these 4. Then you have here minus and minus, so plus 1. You cancel column and row, remains this 4. And the 3 plus 3 cancel row and column, remain this 4. So here I do determinant minus 2 minus 3. So minus 5. 1 minus minus 2, 1 plus 2. Here 3 plus 4 minus 4. So you have the determinant, which is minus 10. So now I'm going to see you in the third video. In the third video, we're going to talk about inverse of a matrix.